All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of What's What BR. Today we have Shelly Ripple Rogers from Crawfish Aquatics with us to kind of tell us what's happening over at the swim school and what's happening in her world. We've got lots of questions from what's coming up, what's happening with camp, for those of us who first don't know, Shelly, if you can kind of give us an idea on a little bit of the history and the size. When a lot of times people think swim school and they think of, somebody running, classes down the street or, a neighborhood, pool trying to do something, but you guys have taken this to a completely different level.
Yeah. So, hey everyone, I'm glad to be here and, hoping like everybody else to just be back as soon as we possibly can. Crawfish, we are excited at Crawfish Aquatics for being able to celebrate our 20th year this year. So we've been doing this a long time. We're in Lafayette, we're in Thibodaux, and we're in Baton Rouge, and we are in Prairieville. We have lessons where kids can take every single week. We also offer summer lessons where they can do 2-week intensives. Meaning they go for 2 weeks in a row, Monday through Thursday, and they can get ready for summer vacation. They can get ready for, the beach trip or just being ready to swim in your own backyard every year. We also have the 2 swim schools, one in Prairieville, one in Baton Rouge, where kids sign up more on a semester basis, and they come every single week. Get the consistency of a great instructor each week with a very clean environment, climate controlled water that is just the perfect temperature for each child to learn how to swim. And we offer that from babies, 6 weeks old, 6 to 8 weeks old. Normally they're about 8 weeks, all the way through adult lessons. Actually, we do in those swim schools. So we are hoping and excited to get back going on May the 4th with all of the different things that we offer at the swim schools and at Crawfish Aquatics. So,
yeah, that's awesome. We talked a little bit before we kind of kicked into gear here. You're telling me, obviously, with not being able to be open right now, but everybody's got a to-do list, and we all, as business owners, we have what's got to be done right now is an old attorney friend of mine used to say, it's the things that are balled up, lit on gas, lit up and thrown on your desk, and you deal with those all the way down to the someday maybe list. And we're all living kind of someday maybe right
100%,
now.
100%. And I looking at the bright side of this, I keep telling our staff we've been blessed with the gift of time. And, normally we don't have that on an everyday basis, but yes, our pools are probably in the best shape they've ever been in. They are as clean could be. Every filter has been cleaned out. Every chemical is actually perfect. Every inch of the building has been painted. We have the cleaning rooms, the facility itself is just in top-notch shape. We've all been painting and cleaning and, on another note, we've also been, analyzing our curriculum. And so I feel like at this point, it's also given us the gift of time to have each and every person on our staff retested and reevaluated, and we're all learning. We're in the process of looking at the processes that were set in place, our lesson plans that were set in place, and how do we keep getting better on those. And so we've created online curriculums for our instructors during this time that they can do from home. We've all gotten familiar with Zoom as we are right now. And for me, it's the first time in my life that I've used Zoom on a regular basis with our staff. And, that's been kind of fun, but also, I think that we are going to come out of this a better company. It's been a hard process to walk through, but, we're trying to look at the positive every day on how can we get better with that. And that light at the end of the tunnel for us is May, and just hoping that, we are able to get going and see our customers again, which we miss, and those kids we miss so much, and be back in somewhat of a normal situation in May. So that's kind of where we're headed.
Absolutely. I've talked to a lot of people, and that's the first week of this, we did some of these interviews, and just everybody was just, I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have to change the company. We're going to have to pivot. We're going to have to move. We're going to have to talk, I remember the first couple of days it was, jumping on with people and saying, hey, can you get on Zoom? I've used Zoom for years, and with my different companies, around the country. But now it's commonplace. It's, hey, let's, jump on a Zoom. And I think that'll make us better, for companies overall, going forward. So, as now the sentiment shifts to where people are saying, hey, we're getting ready. We're getting prepared. These are the things, like you said, best, water in the pool, everybody's ready. Everybody's been refreshed. We've had a chance to kind of work with, staff and team members. So with that, kind of said, you guys are ready. What does that mean for camp? I've got, people are asking left and right.
Yeah.
We've had kids home for a month. If you're in public school, they're not going back. Private schools, I think, are still working on that right now. These, the kids have got to get somewhere. We've got to get them, out of the house. You guys, I hear your plans to have camp, right?
Yeah, we're planning to open May 4th. So with that being said, the offerings that we'll have available, we have, like I said, our swim school lessons, and all of this information is available on our website. So I know that if people get lost during this conversation, please go to crawfishaquatics.com. You can click on, the swim school location that is closest to you, to your home, either Baton Rouge or Prairieville. And you'll be able to find this information if it's a little bit confusing, as I speak. But we hope we are, as of right now, we are going to open on May 4th. We are probably going to open the registration first thing this Friday morning, and we'll launch that on our website and on our social media pages to let everybody know that they can start signing up as of Friday. And once they go on to sign up, they'll have the option of swimming weekly. They could sign up for, I guess, quote unquote, like a swim camp, basically the 2-week intensive, that will prepare them for the summer or for that specific vacation that they hopefully they can still go to with their family at some point at the end of the summer or the fall. And then we have our year-round programming on Crawfish Aquatics as well. We do have a company that is now open. It's called Mudbug Academy. It's a preschool year-round, and in the summertime we offer camps. And so I can share that information with you a little bit later, Brandon, and we can include that on there. It is in the family of crawfish companies, and it's called Mudbug Academy, and they have an entire theme each week for their summer camps. And those are in the works. And as of now, they're going to open in June and go all the way through the month of June and July. So we'll have 8 weeks of that available for families that are interested in that as well.
And I'm assuming, we're entrepreneurs, we're business owners, we're wired to be optimistic. So as you said, and I appreciate it, we're opening May 4th. Yes. Until you stop me, that's what we're doing.
That's what
so.
Yep.
Should anybody, to eliminate the concern, it's kind of I guess I'd say a loaded question, but to, lob it over there, parents shouldn't be worried. If you open registration on Friday and you register and then they push us back, you're taking care of that.
Yes, we have that taken care of. And the cool part is when you register, we're not drafting your money at that point. You're registering to reserve your spot. The money, we will not draft our tuition until May, until we know that first day that we walk in, that we are open for business. You won't have to worry about any, money being drafted out of your account. We do keep your credit card on file, and we do that for incidentals or for people. We have a lot of kids that grab a candy bar or whatever, when they come in and they don't have to have cash in hand. We're going to an all credit card software system where we no longer deal in cash, and we're doing that as well for safety. So we've been able to make that transition over the last 3 weeks. So nobody has to worry about any bringing money in or hands touching money or anything like that. If you're hungry while you're in there, you can grab your food and you can walk out. You don't have to pay. It's automatically drafted to your account. So we do have all of those things put in place, but yes, nobody has to worry. If they want to reserve their spot, they can go ahead and reserve their spot and know that they're not going to be charged if we don't open. So, and
I think that's
that on the website.
And that's key, I think, is reserving spots.
Yes.
It's going to be everybody that we're talking with. Everybody's, like I said, optimistic. We're going to make this happen. We're going to have, the camp. But I think, we may see it a little bit different, but even if we don't, if it's steady, par for the course, and it goes, the spots are going to be a lot more. A lot of the people, a lot of the parents that we're talking to, a lot of the social chatter that, we see and interact with from the Parents Magazine side of things is there's going to be more people going to camp than normal. This year we've got a lot of businesses that are ready to get back into the swing of things. Typically, I used to make the joke, and Baton Rouge was a town where about half of it during the summertime left and went down to the beach, and things would slow down, and you couldn't get big deals done, in the summertime. It's just, well, so and so's gone, but
everybody's gone.
I think we're going to see this summer is, okay, we're back. We're pushing the machine, and parents are going to need to, find places for their kids to, jump into some camps, burn some of that energy. I know swimming is, I moved 2 years ago to a new home, and I've got a pool. It's first time. It's the greatest thing in the world. I've got, a 12-year-old daughter and 7-year-old twin boys. From the day that they were quarantined home, it was like, I bet you can't get in the pool, and they froze, but they jumped in, and it wears them out.
Oh yeah. And you just want your children to be able to do it safely. And like I said, I don't like to share bad news, but I had a phone call from a family in Texas with an 18-month-old that had just recently fell in the pool and would have never really been around a pool, but because of the coronavirus, they're home all the time. The baby's not in school, and mom's exhausted and dad's exhausted, and baby walks out, and it's one of those things where I know that with children that are 18 months and 2 and 3 and 4, being in the water for swim lessons is of utmost importance. And that's why we're not classified as an activity. This is a life-saving skill that every child has to learn and needs to learn. And we have our summer programming where if you can't afford it, please call us. We will try to figure out how to make sure that your child learns how to swim. We believe in that, number one, more than anything else. So we have a place for everybody to learn how to swim.
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. I know I'm not only I'm on a pool, I'm 10 feet behind the pool is a lake, and so there's just water everywhere. And the first year we were here was worried, with my kids, but, they got it.
Yep.
But it's very nerve-wracking when they have friends come over.
Yes.
And we don't have that happening now, but even last year they'd have friends come over, and I'm constantly, looking outside or pulling up a camera, trying to watch the system, and see, where it is. I think it's a responsibility as a parent. I think you need to just not, there's water everywhere you go in Louisiana. You might be bringing kids somewhere else. They might be part of a camp that goes, to a place to swim. It's something that every parent needs to, it's kind of that ride the bike, check the list, learn to swim, 100%. Check the list.
I mean, my children, probably like yours, they're getting creative during this quarantine. They're playing capture the flag with each other. They're playing hide and go seek every single day. And they're running around my house like it's, like crazy people. But look, my neighbors have a pool, and it's one of those, I don't have a pool right now, but it's one of those things where, you know what, they could be hiding, playing hide and go seek and sit behind the fence by the neighbor's pool, and they're exposed. You just never know. Again, in South Louisiana, you never know. So it's one of those things where we encourage everybody that has a child to make sure that this skill is something that they learn. And we want to be a part of that. We want to make sure those that can't afford it, whoever you are, you have access to swim lessons, and to the right kind of swim lessons, to swim lessons that will teach your child the foundational skills to be a strong swimmer, at whatever age that they are, and learn those skills that are necessary in order to do that. So yeah.
And when you guys said that's, important, like I wanted to bring that up, like you said, if you don't have the means to do it, still figure something out. You guys pump through. You're not running 50 kids, teaching them, during the summer how to swim. Do you have any numbers or,
I do. So before we opened our swim schools, we were running about 5,000 a summer, just in the 10-week session and on our Bluebonnet location. In the summers now, we run about 1,000 a week per swim school, maybe a little bit more than that. That doesn't include about 500 that we teach. We teach about 500 free lessons through our nonprofit organization called Crawfish Agape. We try to raise money for that each year, and then we fund the rest. But we teach kids and their parents and their family members. And a lot of times we try to provide suits and towels and goggles to those families. And we do that every single summer in July. So we teach thousands and thousands of children a year to swim.
That's
Probably
amazing.
over
And that's
100,000 since the company has opened.
wow. Probably more than anybody. Safe bet to say more than anybody around. That would be
Probably
really
in the South. Yeah, we're and our swim team, our competitive swim team, that program is fed by, is one of the largest swim teams in the United States. We're in 3 locations, and we're probably, in the top 50 size-wise in the nation with our swimming program. So we do run a large operation, but I do believe that it was started on the right foundation, and it's literally about the families, and it's about serving and meeting their needs and doing it correctly. So we take great pride in the fact that, we teach them the foundational skills first, and our staff is on board with that culture. That's the number one most important thing for us as a company.
awesome. Well, I can't tell you, 500 kids, running through the nonprofit, the numbers speak volumes, and that's not to say, you need people to come through, and help where you can, and then, invest in the other areas, so I think it's amazing. I know you're busy. You said, painting, pressure washing, getting the school,
doing it all.
ready to go.
Thank you for your time. We're so excited to be a part of this project, and congrats on the website. It's awesome. You guys are doing a great thing for the city right now in a time of need, for sure.
Well, I appreciate that. And yeah, we'd love to have you come back. Tell us,
Yep.
hey, how'd it go? Get some, footage, the kids in the pool, see how camp's,
sure.
kicking off, all of it. So
We can
I
do
appreciate
that.
the time.
We'll definitely be in touch.
Awesome. Shelly, well, I thank you for everything. Y'all have a good day. Y'all stay safe.
You too.